Hello students, in the previous class we discussed till Dalton's atomic theory, and today I will begin with the same topic, that is Dalton's atomic theory. First of all we'll discuss this theory and then we'll continue with the chapter. So here Dalton's atomic theory, what does it mean? See, it is matter is made up of tiny particles called atom. John Pendleton, he worked on the atom and he proposed atomic theory. He stated that the first postulate of Dalton's atomic theory is that matter is made up of tiny particles. These are called as atoms. Second is atoms are indivisible, that they are not divided and they cannot be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. Third is atoms of the given element are similar in mass and properties. Their mass and properties of elements of the same element are having the same mass and properties. The fourth one is the atoms of different elements have different masses and properties. For example, oxygen and carbon. They both are of different elements. They both are different elements, so their mass will be different and their properties are also different. But when we talk about the elements of the same, atoms of the same element, for example, oxygen atom, oxygen present in the air and oxygen present in the water, they both are of the same element oxygen. So their atomic mass and properties will always remain the same. The next is atoms combine in small whole number ratio to form the compound. That means when atoms combine, they combine in a whole number ratio. For example, water. Water formula is H2O. So here the ratio is 2:1. So 2 hydrogens combining with 1 oxygen. So this ratio will remain the same. It will not change. And if the ratio changes, then the formula and the compound will also change. Then it will not be called as water. If I write, or if we write like H2O2. So this is said to be as the hydrogen peroxide. Now it is not called as water because its chemical properties is changed due to the change of the ratio from 2:1 to 2:2. Because in water ratio is 2:1, and when we talk about hydrogen peroxide, the ratio comes out to be 2:2. That means H2O2. So here when the ratio changes, the chemical properties also changes. And when atoms they combine in a fixed whole number ratio. Next one, the last is in a given compound, the relative number and kind of atoms are constant. Means the number of atoms in a particular compound is always constant. For example, 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. This is the number of the atoms present in one water molecule. So we say that when we talk about a compound, the number and the kind of atoms remain constant. Now we come to the next is, look over here, atom. What is an atom? An atom is the smallest particle of an element. You can see here, smallest particle of an element that may or may not exist independently. That means sometimes atoms are independently present in the nature and sometimes they does not present in the nature because of the different elements. Atoms of some elements, they are present in the atomic form only, and some elements present in the nature, they are not found in the atomic form. This is just because of the reactivity. If the atom is more reactive, then it will not be present in the nature in atomic form. It is always present either in the molecule or in the compound form. For example, if I say the most reactive, if I say oxygen, oxygen is there, oxygen is present in the environment, but it is found in combination with carbon, it is found in combination with hydrogen. Okay, so over there it is what? It is found in the combination form also, plus oxygen atom is not present, oxygen molecule is present in the atmosphere, where one oxygen combines with the other oxygen to form O2. And this O2, that means two atoms of one element, that is two atoms of oxygen, they combine to form one molecule of oxygen. So now we are discussing about the atom. Just look over here. An atom is the smallest particle of an element that may or may not exist independently and retain all its chemical properties. That means it has all the chemical properties of the element. Or we say that the chemical properties of element is because of the atom. Then we say that atoms are very small in size and smaller than anything we can imagine or compare with. Means these are very small, we cannot even see with our eyes. Atomic radius is measured in nanometer. Okay, and 1 nanometer is equals to 10 to the power minus 9 meter, or 1 meter equals to 10 to the power 9 nanometer. The atomic radius of an atom. Radius of an atom is called as atomic radius. You know what is radius? So just have a look over here. If I draw the circle, okay, then the center from the sorry, this one is not. If I make the center of the circle, then you can clearly see that okay, so from the center to the circumference, if I draw the line, then this is the radius. So the atomic radius of an atom of hydrogen is 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So small. By this we can say that the atom of hydrogen is very, very small. The radius of molecule of water is 10 to the power minus 9 meter. Okay, so by this only we can say that the size of the atom is very small. We cannot see the atoms with our eyes. Now look at the diagram over here. See the diagram. Two nitrogens here. Two nitrogens, they combine to form the molecule N2. Two oxygen combines with each other to form two atoms of oxygen combining to form one molecule of O2. Then four hydrogen combining with one carbon, they are forming CH4, that is methane. Then you can see over here two hydrogens combine with each other to form H2. And over here you can see two oxygen and one carbon combines to form carbon dioxide. But others, see here, this one is Ar, it is argon. This is neon. This is krypton, Kr. Xe, xenon. He, helium. These all are, if I remove all this thing, then you can see here, this one, argon, neon, krypton, xenon and helium. Okay, helium. So these are singly present in the environment or in the atmosphere in the atomic form. Why they are present in the atomic form? Because they don't react. They are inert. They don't react with the other atom of their same kind to form the molecule. They can independently exist in the environment in the atomic form only. Okay, so now here in this diagram you can see that these are joined together. These atoms, they are joined together to form a complete molecular structure, and this arrangement is called, or the formation means the joining of one atom with the other is due to the formation of bond between them. Now we come to the next. Next we have symbols or atoms of different elements. Symbols of elements. What are symbols? Means if anything is to be denoted in a symbolic form through a short method, that is called as a symbol. Okay, the symbols of elements are represented by letters, or we say the alphabets. The symbols of some elements are represented by one letter, and symbols of some elements are represented by two letters. We know that, like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, these are what? They are represented by, carbon is represented by C, oxygen is represented by O, hydrogen is represented by H, okay, nitrogen is represented by N. So these are what? The some symbols of the elements, they are represented by one letter or one alphabet, and some elements are there whose symbols shows two alphabets, two letters. For example, aluminium. Here you can see the table. For aluminium we have Al, then argon Ar, barium Ba, boron B. B is what? It is single. Then copper Cu, fluorine F. F is single. Then gold Au, hydrogen H. It is single. Then nitrogen N is single. Oxygen O is single. Potassium, for potassium is K is single, and for silicon Si. Si is two letters. So if a symbol has only one letter, it should be written as capital letter. So this is the method of writing the symbols of elements. When we say that only one alphabet is there, then it is written in capital letter. Okay, like fluorine F. F is written in capital letter. Boron B. B is written in capital letter. Hydrogen H written in capital letter. Oxygen O is written in capital letter. Nitrogen N is written in capital letter. Okay, but when we talk about the element symbol which has two alphabets, so the first alphabet is written in capital and the second alphabet is written in small. So this is to be taken care properly, that when we write the symbols and the symbols containing two alphabets, the first alphabet should be written in capital letter and the second alphabet should be written in small letter. Okay, now we'll continue. Atomic mass. What is atomic mass? Okay, so here you know that since atoms are very small in size, its mass is very small and determining its mass is very difficult. Okay, as our body, we are large in size. When we go and we weigh our body, then we can find out the weight of our body. But when we talk about the atom is very small. Okay, so that for it is very difficult to find the mass of the atom. So the mass of an atom is compared with the mass of standard atom, and the atom which is considered as a standard atom for comparing the mass of the other atom is carbon 12. That means when we are finding the atomic mass of an atom, it is found in a comparative manner. We don't have any exact, but we just compare one atom of which we have to find the mass with the other atom, and that other atom is carbon 12 atom. Carbon 12. 12 here means the atomic mass of carbon is 12. Okay, so here, and this 12 atom, then whose atomic mass is 12U. U is what? Atomic mass unit. Every we say that the standard unit has a unit. Like for kilogram we go for kg, for gram we write down G. Okay, for force we write down Newton, for pressure we write down Pascal. In the same way, for atomic mass we write down the unit atomic mass unit, and which is represented by U. One atomic mass unit is the mass of 1/12 of the mass of the carbon of carbon 12. That means when we talk about the one atomic mass, what is one atomic mass? Which is equal to the 1/12 mass of the carbon 12 atom. Okay, so that means when the mass of carbon is divided into 12 equal parts, then the first part is called as the 1 atomic mass unit. Okay, because it is divided into the fraction, the first part fraction will be 1 upon 12. So this is 1 atomic mass unit. The atomic mass of an element is defined as, now there's the definition, atomic mass of an element is defined as the average mass of one atom of the element compared with 1/12 of the mass of the carbon 12 atom. Means here we are comparing the atomic mass of an element with the atomic mass of carbon, whose atomic mass is 12 unit. Now some elements which are having the, here we have the table of the elements with some atomic masses. You can see over here, hydrogen atomic mass is 1, carbon is 12, nitrogen 14, oxygen 16, sodium 23, magnesium 24, aluminium 27, sulfur 32, chlorine 35.5, calcium 40. So this is the atomic mass of all these elements, and this atomic mass of these elements is found in comparison with the carbon 12. Okay, now next we talk about the molecule. Atom, just I told you that atom can or cannot, we say that atom may or may not independently exist in the environment, but molecule is the smallest particle of an element or a compound which exists independently and shows all the properties of that substance. A molecule is what? It is a group of two or more elements that are held together by attractive forces. Just now I told you that oxygen molecule is made up of two oxygen atoms, and these two oxygen atoms, they are held tightly by attractive force. That's why they are both the atoms of oxygen are grouped together. If we talk about, there are three elements, for example water, 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So these three atoms, they are combined together, they are attracted together with a high attractive force and then forms the molecule. Atoms of same element or different elements can join together to form molecules. Okay, so just now I told you that oxygen, O2. Here the atoms are of same element, that means both are oxygen. And when we talk about water, we have 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, that means two different elements, hydrogen and oxygen. So whatever it is, the atoms of same element or different elements join together to form the molecules. Now we look at the diagram over here. Just look at this diagram, pictures. Here you can see nitrogen, N2, same type of element, oxygen, same type, then hydrogen, same type. Okay, so here you can see hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, these are of same type of elements which together combine and form the molecule. And at the bottom you can see this NO, nitrogen oxide, H2O, water, NO2, nitrogen dioxide, and over here carbon dioxide. Here atoms of different elements, they are joined to form the molecule. Now next we come to this molecule of elements. Okay, means what are the molecule of elements? Molecule of an element contain atoms of same element. When we talk about element means, like if we talk about hydrogen, then hydrogen element, hydrogen is the element and molecule of hydrogen will be H2. Okay, when we talk about oxygen, then molecule of oxygen atom or oxygen element will be O2. So in this way, there are molecules of an element contain atoms of the same element. Molecules of some elements, they contain only one atom. Molecules of some elements contain two or more atoms. Okay, so here we say that molecule of an element contain atom of same element, and molecules of some elements contain only one atom, and molecules of some elements contain two or more atoms. So now on this basis we say that what is the atomicity of an element, how many atoms are present in the molecule. So here you can see the definition. What is atomicity? Atomicity of an element is the number of atoms present in the molecule of the element. Okay, so number of atoms present in the molecule of an element, that is called as atomicity of an element. For example, oxygen molecule. Oxygen molecule is, if we write oxygen molecule, then what we'll write down? We write O2. How many atoms are present over here? 2. So its atomicity is 2. When we talk about hydrogen, H2. So how many hydrogens are there in this molecule? 2. So answer will be, or we say atomicity of this hydrogen is 2 in this. So this is the atomicity. Now here you can see in the table the atomicity of some elements. Non-metal, argon, helium. Okay, so argon and helium, they are present in the nature in the atomic form only. So their atomicity is 1. That's why they are called as monoatomic, because in environment, in nature, they exist in the atomic form, only single atom. It does not combine with the other atom and form the molecule. It is found in the atomic form only. Single atom, that's why it is called as monoatomic. Okay, here it is written monoatomic. Helium is also monoatomic, but oxygen, one oxygen combines with the other oxygen and form oxygen molecule O2. That's why we call it as diatomic. Then hydrogen is combining with another hydrogen, forms H2, then also it is diatomic. Nitrogen combines with the other nitrogen and it forms diatomic. Chlorine Cl2, diatomic. Phosphorus P4. Okay, so 4 is the atomicity and we call it as polyatomic. Then sulfur is S8. Again 8 sulfur are combined together to form the atom, so it is also polyatomic. Sodium Na, only it exists in the single forms, we call it as monoatomic. Iron monoatomic, aluminium monoatomic, copper monoatomic. So what you have seen over here, these above all, these are non-metal, and non-metals may be monoatomic or diatomic. Okay, but metals you will find monoatomic. Okay, so this is the atomicity of an element.